What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at $2.16 right now. $2.16. Not moving up too much, are we? I mean, we're up about 1%. That's nice. Bitcoin's moving up a little bit more, up 2%. Dominance is going up. Altcoins are kind of chilling, and that's how it is sometimes, man. I'm not anticipating that anything crazy happens for XRP here, but perhaps we do see a move up to about 236. 245, somewhere in this area. Perhaps we do move up a little bit higher, and then we complete the thought of moving down. I will say that if Bitcoin, if XRP moves up and then Bitcoin moves down, that gives you a chance to at least not take this low out. You probably do still see prices below this low, but it is very possible. I'm not saying that it happens, but it is very possible, guys, that you could be finding support on this kind of trend line here, right? Higher lows like this. My thoughts are really, you found immaculate support this time. You found immaculate support this time. Here you've been kind of crowding it. Different behavior might get different results. That's my thoughts, but time will tell. Diagonal lines don't help you out, right? If anything, what diagonal lines help me with is identify what the average person who's probably new at technical analysis is identifying, right? This kind of line, yes, we are in an uptrend, or not in an uptrend technically. We're in a consolidation phase, right? Because we have lower highs and higher lows, right? Pattern drawing is different, right? Diagonal lines can help in pattern drawing, sure, but just a single line by itself, if you're counting on this to hold you up, it's oftentimes as soon as you get below that line, that's where the low is, and then you go up. And anybody counting on this line to hold them up, once it breaks, then you're making the worst decision. You're selling because you think you know what you're doing, but sometimes it works out. Most of the time, that's not how it is, especially on the third or fourth attempts on these line, of which we've had our third attempt. We might see our fourth attempt here after this next move up, if we move up at all. Not saying that we have to. XRP, if we're looking at the current price here at about $2.16, move up to 236 would be about 9%, maybe up to these high areas here. It could be about 14%. I could see what was it? Was it 235 to 250, somewhere in that zone. I could see that happening. You're at 216 now. I am still anticipating prices below $2. We did have a low itself right at $2.02, which was the higher end of the area that we were expecting to find support at. It's very possible, though I think unlikely. I think I've made that clear. Very possible that this is the low. It is completely possible. It is a valid argument that could be the low. There are plenty of reasons to believe that, but until Bitcoin does its thing, as Ben Cohen would say, until it goes home, until we see it return back to its prior all-time high areas, I remain skeptical, and I do lean to the downside. Even here, even at 87K, right? I was expecting that we could move up to like 86 to 86.5. 87K, I'll admit, it's a little bit more than I thought. We moved up basically a whole $1,000 more than I thought at 87.3K there. But that's okay. We could even move up to 90K, man, and that doesn't mean that the low is in. Yep, I've got my candlestick shirt on. I was wearing it last night. Don't judge me, guys. I'm at my home away from home. I need to shower and take care of business. But I wanted to make some videos first. Speaking of taking care of business, enough about me. Let's talk about you. XRP. $2.16 now. Daily RSI does have lower lows here. You do have higher lows in the price. That is hidden bullish divergence. It might give you an area to bounce from. 4-hour time frame looking pretty bullish on the 4-hour, not going to lie. 4-hour RSI looks good. You broke out of this lower high trend. You have higher lows here, of which you formed some bullish divergence. You even had this like kind of relative double bottom look. Maybe not. You have some ascending lows here with a bit of a flat top. Oftentimes that does result in higher prices. Now, is this going to be spectacular? Is it going to blast through to $4 now from here? Probably not. But something, back to, sorry, I thought I heard something. Something back to prior areas of resistance here, or even prior areas of support and resistance could be where we go, right? 235, 242, and perhaps as high as like 250, something like that, or just below 250 maybe. That could be the area that we go to. If we're looking at this on a relative fib basis from a high to a low here, and actually I should probably delete everything first. Let me see. Delete that. We'll just take a relative high to a relative low. Do we have... no, I don't think it is. We probably do see something that's around the 0.5 to the 6.9 area. That's my thoughts. Something here, 230, 240. So we're finding that range a little bit. I do accept that you could go as high as 250. I just don't think that you get there or above there. but I really do like this golden ratio area at about 235 to 240. So refining that area down a little bit more instead of saying like 237, 250, 235, 250. I think 230, 236, 240, somewhere in that zone might be where we go. Now, does that mean we have to go there? No, we could stop at even like 230, 228. That's very possible. Draw another eyeball here and then draw a smiley face. It's kind of creepy, right? And then little, well, yeah, there we go. Boom. That's a big leg. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, I gave him a third leg unintentionally, and it leans to the left. So we're expecting that we go to higher prices, just from here, and then inevitably down to lower prices. Now, from this area, if Bitcoin drops about 17% from its current price, and I think that it could, 17% drop for XRP would take you below this low. However, it wouldn't take you below here. I don't think that XRP will track Bitcoin 1-to-1. I don't think that it'll drop 17%. If Bitcoin drops 17%, it'll likely drop more. Will it drop 34%? Will it double Bitcoin? I mean, it could. It's a possibility you should consider, but I don't think that it will. $1.50 to $1.60 is still a very viable option. And I actually do theorize, and I've actually gotten very, very comfortable with the idea that the average altcoin might take out their February 3rd lows. They're gonna take out their February 3rd lows. There's probably a lot of people in the markets right now that are like, as long as this low holds, we're fine. Okay, as long as the February 3rd low holds, we're fine. But nobody's talking about what happens if you go lower, or maybe they are, and they're thinking if it goes lower, it's a bear market, we're dead. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. We would just find support at the last significant area. Find support somewhere between about $1.50, $1.70, $1.60, something like that, and then we'd be able to hold on. Let me respond. This is a time sensitive thing I got to do here. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. I typed in ye. I had to say yeah, but whatever. That's okay. All right, let's see. Sorry, texting my wife. I gotta let her in. But in 5 minutes, she's not going to wait too long. You guys are going to wait for like 5 more minutes while I make this video, or maybe less. We'll see. You should be prepared. You should be prepared for prices down here. Now, does this mean this has to happen? Does this mean that I'm a prophet, I'm a psychic, I can see the future, and this is where we're going to go? No, it doesn't mean that. I don't even know. I personally don't even believe that you're going to see $1.50. I just accept it as a possibility, or $1.60. I'm not completely convinced at this point if you will see prices below this low, but I'm more of that suspicion now than I have been in a long time. Unless we see some kind of fantastic pump from here, and then even if Bitcoin dumps, we don't have the capabilities of dropping that much, right? I don't see XRP dropping 2-to-1 versus Bitcoin. Maybe a little bit more if Bitcoin drops 17%. Okay, maybe you find a double bottom here. Maybe you go slightly below and you get some of a. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Maybe you get some kind of fake out low. And if Bitcoin drops 17%, maybe you only drop 28% or 25%, something like that. And you don't go down to this area, and that's fine. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't drop at all. Maybe my whole thesis, my whole thoughts on the fact that Bitcoin and crypto are going to dump, it's completely wrong. And if that happens, cool. We can all sing Kumbaya and be happy with the pumps that come. But until I see something that's more convincing than what we have now, I'm of the suspicion that not only will XRP go below this price here, but it will likely go below this price here. Unless you track Bitcoin 1-to-1, right? If Bitcoin drops 17%, I mean, you drop that, maybe you drop a couple percent more. I suppose it's possible. If there was a coin to do it, XRP could do it, but I would think more so you do go down. If Bitcoin drops 17%, you'd probably see a 20% drop or more for XRP, and we'll see how that goes. That's kind of the expectation. So prepare for anything, expect anything. My expectations are still to the downside, right? We probably move up a little bit and then move down, so don't get too excited. Don't FOMO at the golden ratio there at a lower high overall, right? And don't panic sell if we do take out the February 3rd lows. It's a very possible outcome, and it's something that you should be at least comfortable with. That way, if it happens, not when, but if. It's an if. We don't know. You don't make the wrong decisions, right? You want to make the right decisions, and make no mistake, regardless if we're here, regardless if we're here, regardless if we're here. The right decision with XRP, anywhere throughout this whole damn range, is to buy. If this was a stoplight, that's a green light. That's a green light. This is a green light, and everything in between is a green light as well. It's just an accurate time to buy. It's a perfect time to buy. Why? Because inevitably XRP is on a moon mission to the long-awaited targets of $8.37 to $16. Yes, by the end of May or June. It's a huge range, but it's kind of how it has to be. We don't know what we're dealing with here, or maybe we know exactly what we're dealing with, so that's why it is a huge range. But I think XRP, we've made sense out of it time and time again. The minimum standard would be $8.37. The maximum standard has actually only gone up. It is over $16 technically, and yeah. I'm thinking somewhere around $11 to $13 personally, but we'll see how it goes. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, and bye-bye.